Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Southside Boy style. It's another Chevy Impala video. These cars are one of the biggest viewed videos that I make on my YouTube channel. Everybody seems to love the Impala, and I am also one of those people who love the Chevy Impala. From the years 2000 and I'll say 6 up to 2012. They're my favorite vehicles. The 3500 engine, they're unbeatable. And this old girl being at an 09. Now, some of you in the comments have stated on other videos that this car is not an 09 Impala. Well, I assure you it is. And I'm going to show you the year of this car on the door because that's where it is. Date. So if you look right here, you'll see date is 0908. Not going to show you all the numbers on the actual serial number, but you can try and show you. You can clearly see right there 08 right there. This car is an 09 Impala. And now some of you are going to say, I saw that date and no, it's an 08. Now some of you tried to say it was a 2011. Also, trust me, it's year and date. That's the way it works when you look at that number. It's year and date. So now that that's clarified, guys, it's an 09 Impala. You guys can look back through all the comments on previous videos of these, and there is so many comments about the love slash not much hate, but love slash some hate of these cars. I've did videos on the goods and the bads of them, and I'm going to tell you right now, guys, this particular one, I took the taxi sign off. It sits up right there. It is a taxi car. I took the sign off because, well, some subscribers and other people have been calling my home number, and well, that's the dispatch office. That's not me, that's the dispatch office. This car right now, I'm going to show you the miles on it, and I'm going to tell you about this car. And you can see on the odometer, let me do this way. So that took me a minute to figure out. Close the door. And I'm not going to edit anything of that out because then people are saying, well, you switched the cars, it's not the same car. You know what? Let's do this again. I'm actually going to start this over. And 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to show you this car now. I'm going to show you the miles on it. This car is a taxi car, still in use now. And this is where the taxi sign sits. You can see the marks. I took the taxi sign off because people call the dispatch number that's listed on the taxi sign, and well, why do that? But some people do. So let's get in it and we'll look at the kilometers on it. Remember, this is Canada, so you're going to see kilometers, not miles. And right there you can see, well, just bring it back up. Fuel range, 52% left on oil life. Come on, where are my, well, I was hitting the wrong button, guys. Let's get it. There it is. She has 339,764 on it. And guys, it's running really good. This Impala runs really nice. Obviously, I keep it clean. It's a taxi car, so I keep it clean. Every day this thing gets wiped down, and usually every second day it gets vacuumed out and cleaned out. So keep it clean. Runs beautiful. Runs really nice. So let's jump back out. I showed you the kilometers on it. Now, when it comes to the car itself, guys, no, I'm not gonna lie, I put money into this car. I've put over this past winter over $5 grand in this car, but that wasn't nothing to do with engine, transmission. That was nothing to do with anything like that. That was basically to do with drivetrain. I had to put a new windshield in it. Windshield got busted, actually cracked from here right across, and I had to buy a new windshield. Here in Newfoundland, that was like $600 installed. So the windshield and the installation was like $600. Regards of the drivetrain, I put all new all-season tires now. Took the winter ones off when the winter ended and put all season good tires on it. And put all new wheel bearings. One of the bearings were starting to get a little bit noisy. And anytime if I have a wheel bearing getting bad on the front, I'll replace both of them. So I replaced both bearings. I replaced it all tie rods, ball joints, link bushings, which are common in these cars to wear down, are those link bushings. You hit a bump and you get that little rattle. Replace those, and I put all new struts in it this season. And I started actually greasing them on the tops. People said you should grease your strut mounts, so I've been doing that in these cars. And I've done the same thing in the rear. I had all new struts installed. So it has all new struts, all new rubber, all new brakes and rotors. I put a complete new exhaust system on this Impala, and it purrs really nice. So with material and labor in a garage, well, there's your $5 grand, right? Other than that, guys, I get slammed sometimes in comments because one thing I do say is that the Chevy Impala, from my opinion, the 06, 07 up to 2012, they do like to chew at their wheel bearings. This one, remember guys, this is a taxi car, so when you slam me in the comments and say, oh, just you're doing something wrong, or you're treating it bad, or your drivers are driving it bad, it doesn't stop, guys. This particular vehicle doesn't stop. The engine's technically always warm because this vehicle puts hundreds of kilometers on it in a day. So every 3 or 4 months, guys, I'm telling you, it likes to chew up a bearing or two. It likes to do that, and this is common with the Impala. You guys can Google search it on the Google webs, and you'll see. But I don't classify that as even an issue with the Impala because they're so good everywhere else. A wheel bearing is cheap, 50, 60 bucks. Get it installed, $40, $50, 100 bucks, 120 bucks, you're done, right? So that I wouldn't even classify that as an issue with these vehicles, because trust me, there's a lot of other vehicles that are with bigger issues than wheel bearings. My thoughts, I've had 4 of these Impalas, guys, 4, ranging from 2011 down to 2008. I still have my 2008 Chevy Impala as a personal car. Usually I let family members drive it. It's a personal car, and sometimes my drivers use it to drive home when they're finished their shift. And she's still working strong too. She's an 08, same thing, the 3500 V6, right? Guys, I love these cars, and here where I live now in Newfoundland, they're starting to get more rare to even find and buy, which kind of sucks because it's going to be hard to replace this old girl when she's done. And I think for this particular one, maybe after this upcoming winter, I'm going to take this one off, and she'll be basically retired. There's nothing wrong with it. And we're going to go through this car. Let me turn on some light here, guys. I got everything everywhere today. But let's turn on some light. Just a little bit of light in the background. There we go. That's good enough. So I'm going to check everything out on this car today. Just check the oil, brake fluid, transmission fluid, and then give you the rundown of my thoughts about every separate component. Because you guys seem to love these videos on these Impalas. You seem to love these videos, and well, I'm guessing there's a large portion of us that love the Impalas. Listen, I got Ford Escapes in this taxi company, Dodge Caravans, all kinds of other vehicles. But I'm going to tell you guys, this is the one that I like the best. I'm telling you, I will get in this every day. It's comfortable, it rides nice, customers like it, and this is my favorite vehicle of any of them, any car, really. Yeah, I will tell you about a few things about these vehicles, and like I said, I've had 4 of them over the years, so I kind of guess I could say I know a bit about them. One thing I can say about the Chevy Impala, and this is for all 4 that I've had and 2 that I still own now, they don't like having a lot of heat in the wintertime when they're in idle. Now that's something I've never brought up in any other vehicle, but it's not really a big deal. But I feel that when you come out on cold mornings, like I said, I live here in Newfoundland, winters are sometimes harsh here. And I notice sometimes when you start it up and you let it run for 10-15 minutes, you come out and it's not, you have to be driving it to get that raw heat. You know what I'm talking about, guys, right? When it's really hot coming out of the heater. Well, you have to be driving an Impala. It has to keep going. It seems like to me, either maybe it's the size of the heater cores they put in them or something to do with the coolant system itself, but all 4 I've had are like that. When they idle, they don't like pushing a lot of heat. They push heat, but not a lot of heat. They want to be driving to give you that good heat, we'll say. And guys, that's not a complaint. Let's weigh our options here. Of the other vehicles out there that cost a fortune, that's not even an issue that I would even consider a problem. I would never even get that looked at. It's not a big deal. guys asking me to try to dish out problems with these cars is kind of difficult. I've never had CV shaft or axle shaft issues. I've never had... Now, one thing about all 4 of these Impalas that it do happen from time to time, they give that little, when you start off, every now and then at random times, they'll give a little jolt with the transmission. Almost like it's a little bit sticky going into that first gear when you first pull out. At random moments, this one does it. The other 2 I had do it, and also my 2008, same engine, same transmission. They also did the same thing and do the same thing. Sometimes you'll pull out and it's like a little over-rev clunk when you're just starting off, like an over-rev jolt, and then it goes on fine. No more issues. But for me and this old girl, I tend to take it easy. So when I'm starting off, I just take it real easy, and that's not something that ever happens to me very much anyway. But some of the drivers that drive this car, they do report back. I had it checked out, put on computer, in garages, everything is fine. Guys, some cars sometimes, and they're older, they're going to have their little issues. And again, to me, that's not even a big issue. There's nothing wrong with the drivability. I trust this car to go anywhere. It seems to be an Impala thing, that little jolt. Every now and then, once in a blue moon, guys. I'm not saying every time it pulls out. Once in a while, it likes to jolt when it starts off. And that seems to be an Impala thing. With the 3500 engine, guys, listen, if you think I'm going to bash that engine, it's never going to happen. And I'm going to tell you, if there's people out there who's going to put in comments anything bad about the 3500 engine, I'm coming right back at you, because I've had 4 of these vehicles, and the reputation of the 3500 V6, they're strong engines. I call them bulletproof. It's just a term. I've never shot at an engine. Don't get all uppity here. It's just a term, guys. They're bulletproof engines. I can't tell you anything about these engines that would even constitute an issue or a problem. This old girl, being at, I showed you guys, over 300,000, I have never pulled the stick and add oil. I have never had to do that. And these vehicles get checked on the daily, mostly the main components: transmission, oil, master cylinder, power steering. Which leads me into, I guess you could say, technically, could possibly be an issue with these cars maybe, is the power steering. With the actual power steering pump themselves, I've never had an issue. And there's your power steering right here. The pump is down here. These are your lines. I've never had an issue with a pump itself, but I've learned over the years and talking to people in garages and seeing online, they do like to go through the high pressure line, because it has 2 lines. It has the high pressure power steering line and the low pressure. They do, I've had to all 4 of these cars, I've had to replace these high pressure lines a lot, and they're kind of expensive. Here they're 120 bucks each, and it's a big job. They got to take off the tire, go in, reposition it. It's kind of a big job. So you're looking at, for me here, it's over a $200 job to get replaced and repaired. And I've had to do that a fair amount of times with these cars. They do like to eat up the high pressure line. So I guess that could be a term. I've had people talk about these 2 engine mounts up front. I have never ran into it, but people saying that the rubbers wear away inside here, and you get that engine rock and a little bit of slight vibration when they kick in overdrive. I've never had that, guys. 4 Impalas, I've never had an issue with these mounting systems. Never an issue. When it comes to braking, master cylinder, I've never had an issue. So I can't speak on something, right? Come on. I can't speak on something I've never had an issue with all 4 vehicles. And so there's no problem there. One other thing that I will talk about. Now I got to lift up this hood again, but I'm just going to temporarily close it. This one right now is having another problem for the 3rd time, guys. The wiper arm linkage. You guys let me know in the comments about this, because this is something I ran into. If you look at my wipers right now, you'll see that the passenger side is higher than the driver's side. I have to set it like that because this arm, if you go down, hits the hood right here. And this is a common problem, guys. And what it actually is, it's the linkage system and how it's designed. I don't know what to call it. I'm just going to say the linkage it gets older, it wears out. And for some reason that causes this arm to sit higher. I don't know the name I'm looking for. I don't know the word I'm looking for. the linkage gets old quickly. It wears out fast. When it wears out, there's less tension up here. You see that? And that's where the problem comes into. Bushings, joints, I guess, whatever you want to call it, that's down there. Any pivotal area has a ball joint. I guess in somehow I'm saying ball joint, but it's not a ball joint. And you can see that's the problem. That's why it hits. So in all 4 of my Impalas, I've had to keep the wiper arm up a bit on the bolt down right there, so that it doesn't hit the hood going down, because it sounds noisy, sounds bad. And I've never replaced the linkage on either one of them because this is not really an issue. These cars be inspected by highway enforcement, and they've never really given me an issue on this. It clears the window perfectly. There's nothing wrong. It just that, and also when it actually comes down this far, when you turn them on, they actually clear down to this far, and that's where the black line is of the windshield anyway. And you can see the arm doesn't touch in that area. So I've never gotten any beef from highway enforcement about it because it's a taxi car. They be inspected by highway enforcement. And they don't cut nothing. You don't get no slack from them, which I totally agree with. They should be in good running order. But I've been told that this linkage costs a lot and it's a big job. So with these older ones, I'm not even bothering. Unless I'm told I have to, well then that's different. But as I said, it comes down to the black mark of the windshield when the wipers are turned on. So I don't see an issue, but when you turn off the wipers in their sitting position, it likes to sit up right there like that. The transmissions, now, I'm not going to pony around on this one, guys. I'm going to be honest. I have never had a problem with a transmission in a Chevy Impala. I've never had an issue. And I'm hearing lots of stories in the comments from past videos that people are talking about the transmissions and them breaking down and slipping and over revving and stuff like that. Well guys, I've never had that issue. I have never had, listen, I would know. All 4 of them were taxi cars at some point, and I would know if they were causing troubles in the transmissions, but I haven't had no issues ever. I'm going to be straight out honest with you. I've never had a Chevy Impala that ever blown an alternator. I've never had an Impala that blown an alternator. I've never had to change one. I love these cars because they're cheap to operate. They're good on fuel. The 3500 V6 and this engine, I have a Dodge Caravan with a 3600 V6. And this is a 3500. And on the daily, I put, now remember guys, I'm speaking kilometers. On the daily, I'll put, I don't know how to tell you this. This car will burn between $20 and $25 on 160, 180 kilometers driving time. And I have a Dodge Caravan that does the same run as this one. I'm not naming towns here, guys. I'm talking about a daily drive that these vehicles do daily. This one and a Dodge Caravan that I have that's also taxi. The Dodge Caravan will burn $30 fuel. This one burns between 20 and 25. This is a 3500. The Caravan is a 36. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to say the Caravan's bigger to push. Remember, the Dodge Caravan has a 6-speed 6.2 TE transmission in it. 6-speed. So she's doing a lot less laboring than this one. This one's doing a little bit more laboring in a sense, but I'm saying laboring, but no. I guess that's not fair to say because that 3500 engine is twice the engine as the 3600 that's in the Caravan. So this don't labor. This is beautiful. Rides on the highway nice. So regards to the transmissions, I've never had an issue. And we're going to check all that here now in this video too. I'm going to check everything. It's her time to be checked right now. And if you guys look back at this video, I've never ran anything down. A lot of people ask about the bad about them. Well, honestly, there is no bad about them. Every vehicle has their little quirks and issues, and this one just has a few minor issues, these Impalas, but these issues are not big deals, and I'll settle for them every day of the week. You bring Impalas to me and I'm going to buy them. I love them. Good car. What a good Chev product. You look at the horror stories from Chev products now in the newer years, up from the 2020 to 2024, 2025. You're hearing horror stories, so many things, transmissions, engines, drivetrains, rusting out. You're hearing everything, computers, digital. There's so many issues. And this old girl keep going when that stuff's all crashed on side the road. They'll call a cab. We'll come pick them up in an '09 Impala. I love it. So yeah, guys, let's check her out. I'm going to bring this light over as soon as I get this chair moved. Set up the camera right here. We're going to check everything. Some people tell me that these lights make it flitter a little bit. I'm sorry if that happens to you guys. We need a little bit of light here. I'm in the garage. It's actually a little bit cooler out tonight, so I figured, well, I'll put this in the garage so we could do it here. So the first thing is first, guys. Let's see if it's down a couple quarts of oil. I say that jokingly. I already know that it's not down. See, we're good, guys. We're good right there. It wouldn't even be worth for me to put nothing in it. It never burns oil. Never. I've never had to add oil in this engine. And you guys saw inside the dash, if you look back, it had 53% oil remaining life. So we're already gone through almost 50% of the oil's life anyway. I've never had to add oil. I don't even know why I pulled a stick, but you know what? You got to, right? Now, I noticed as I was talking to you guys on the video, I am right on my max on my brake fluid. And I'm looking in it, and I can assure you it's full. I don't see any issues there. And if you notice, this one's sitting higher. The last time I had the power lines adjusted, they set it higher for some reason, and it's not sitting right. But I just push down on it and turn this, and I'm full, guys, on power steering fluid. I know I don't have no issues there. I have more of an issue trying to get it to screw down because of this housing here, but oh my goodness. There we go. It still don't seem right because it's not right. You know what, guys? I'm gonna have to take off this housing for a minute because I gotta get that to sit right. And I knew it wasn't sitting right. There we go. Well, that just wouldn't sit right for me, guys. It was being a little bit stubborn. Now we just screw this one back in. There we go. That was something. I had to take the housing off to screw that one on. It was just being a little bit stubborn. And I know that this box is right on its maximum mark. I know there's no issue there. Windshield wash, I can still see it up in the tube. So there's no need to put windshield wash. No, guys, basically for checking it, that's all I ever do because we're going to check the transmission fluid. Now, one thing I have to say, I don't even know if this is worth putting on the video, but every now and then, once a year or something like that, it likes to take an half quart of fluid. This particular one, nothing leaks. They say, listen, they say if it's going down, it's leaking. Well, nothing leaks. This car is dry as a bone up and under. But I've had to add a few drops of trans fluid in the vehicle. So I'm going to start her up and you're not going to hear me. Listen to that thing, guys. Not a tick, not anything. Now we're in my garage here, it's a little bit echoey, and the hood's up, you're hearing the engine, but absolutely beautiful. What a good old girl this one is. There is, I don't know how you're hearing this, but there is not a tick, nothing, not a miss, nothing in this engine. You could put a glass of water on that. Everything's good. So I'm going to run her through her gears just a couple of times, and then we're going to pull the trans stick and check the level. Now, as you guys just, oops, sorry, I banged into the camera. Sorry guys, I had to change the battery. Okay, so let's pull the dipstick for the trans fluid and check her out. I'm not expecting an issue. Smells okay. Actually, I turn on my flashlight to find the hole. And we'll put that in there like that. Now, it's just like I said, guys. It's just like I said. You see where the fluid level is sitting? And I promise you guys, I am telling you the truth, okay? I promise you guys, I have not put any in this in over a year. But I'm seeing it could take a quart of trans fluid. Which, you know what? For a high mileage vehicle, I'm not even complaining. Not one bit am I complaining about that. So let's add some. I'm going to shut this off. You don't have to keep it running to put fluid in it. You just got to keep it running to check the level. Let's see what we got here, guys. Somebody been drinking Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. 5W30, that's oil. ATF4, that is for the Caravan. 10W30 oil. That's for Honda Civic 020. 020. Okay, guys, give me a minute. I'm gonna have to go through it here and check out what I'm gonna put in. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so guys, I got everything set up. I got my funnel. I had a full one right here. So this is what it takes, Dextron 5 ATV for general motor vehicles. So I'm gonna put a quart, or sorry, I'm gonna put 1 liter in it. This is a full 1 liter. See, that's how well I know these cars, guys. Sometimes, once in a while, they do like a little bit of trans fluid. And all 4 of them are like that too. All 4 of them like to have a quart of fluid, I'll say, like once a year. They like taking, you know, half quart, 3/4, or at this time, I feel this one could take a full quart. Or, sorry, I keep saying quart. Liter. So we'll pull out our funnel, we'll start the engine, and I'll go through her gears, and then we'll do another check on it. And that should be sufficient enough now that we can check the level. I'm sure it's going to be fine. As I said, guys, many times I'm used to these vehicles. Look at that. Look at that. Right there where it needs to be. Right where it needs to be. That's perfect. There you have it, guys. The 3500, listen to that. Really nice. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. When the day comes and I gotta retire this old girl, it's gonna suck. I love driving this car. And we have a driver, fairly newer driver, that started with us and doing a great job. And he loves this car. He loves this car. This is the only thing he wants to drive, this one. And he keeps bragging and boasting about it every time he goes on a long trip with it. He says, what a vehicle, like what a nice car. And yeah, and I know it's getting older, and so does our other driver, and it's just a nice car. And then we have other drivers who just don't like them. I guess, you know, they don't like driving the older ones, right? They want the newer vehicles. They each their own, whatever your taste is in vehicles in life, right? But I myself and a few other of us, well, we love these Impalas. And you look at the history of the Impala with the RCMP here in Newfoundland, and I guess with, you know, in the States with the Impalas for the policing services, taxi services all over were using these Impalas. They were good cars, still are good cars, but unfortunately where I'm from, they're starting to get very rare. Like the dinosaur, right? You know, even the dinosaur went extinct. Well, so are these. These are starting to unfortunately go extinct too. But I'm gonna hold it on this one as long as I can, and yeah, it'll be a sad day when I have to take it off out of service. But for now, I'm just gonna keep enjoying it and keep driving it, and until I have to take it off. I mean, you can listen to this car. We're in a garage, echoey garage, and you can hear this car right now. Not a miss, not a foul sound, just sounds nice. So all you Impala lovers, leave the comments about your Impalas and your experiences with them. And you know, I notice in all other videos with all the comments, a lot of you write down your real true experiences with them, and if you find any faults or even the more extra goods that I'm forgetting, right? And leave it in the comments. That's how we know about these cars, by leaving it in comments, and people can read it for themselves, for all of us Chevy Impala lovers here. And guys, that'll be it for this video. You know, I always say it in videos, I guess it's a thing we all do as influencers, YouTubers. You can leave me a like, and it'd be greatly appreciated if you subscribe to the channel. And I do sell merch, and you can look at it down in the more section, and you'll see the merch I sell. Unfortunately, I don't really control the prices. It comes from Teespring, and they kind of set the prices. I make only odd cents, not even dollars, guys, odd cents. It is a bit steep on price, I admit it, but until I can find an actual source for merch, then I'll put it out there as soon as I can get it cheaper. And you know, guys, if you're liking these videos and you like how I talk about vehicles and try to give you the truth about the vehicles, because I tell it to you like it is, it's okay to leave me a thanks too, whether it's whatever. I accept anything. I wouldn't expect anybody to even ever thank me with a large amount. Please don't do that. A couple dollars is fine. I don't want you to feel that you have to throw, like, there's some people now that start to throw me out like $20 here and $25 in the thanks. Guys, I don't need that. I really appreciate it, but I wouldn't want you guys who's working for your own hard-earned money to be donating to me like that. A couple dollars is fine if you ever felt like, you know what, you don't ever have to do it. I just appreciate the fact that you guys are my subscribers and that you're liking my videos. That's fine for me. I'm just putting it out there because I notice the other influencers do it and say it. Until then, guys, well, I'll see you on the next one. And this old girl got a busy week coming up. Let's hope she does good, okay? Let's all cross our fingers that she does good, because I'm praising her up. So, you know, I'm hoping she's feeling pretty good about that, being praised up like that. Guys, I'll see you on the next video. Southside Boy Style is out.